record in two cases. First case is cause number 328186. The second case is cause number 8188. All two cases are titled The State of Texas versus Evan Joseph Williams. Mr. Williams, would you please raise your right hand? Okay, Mr. Williams, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help?
Pleaded guilty.
No,
Okay, Williams, listen to the question. Mr. Williams, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
say yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay, Mr. Williams, put your hand, you can put your hand down. Now, Mr. Williams, you can look to where your attorney is. That's the
I can't. I wear eyeglasses. I can't see.
Okay, you don't, okay, just look toward your attorney.
Look towards me.
Turn toward your attorney. That's where I can see you.
There's a camera. You can see it in the camera.
Straight ahead. I can see you, okay?
All right.
All right. Now, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Williams, how are you doing?
Really fine, blessed, ma'am. Really, I'm feeling good, sir. I mean,
That's good. Now, Mr. Williams, the information in cause number 328186 states that on or about September 17th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, you were charged with a Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Okay, now are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Williams, I have before me on the computer tablet what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 1. I see that you have the computer tablet before you to your right. Now, Mr. Williams, on this tablet is State's Exhibit number 1. On page 2 of State's Exhibit number 1, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment, there are a set of initials. The initials are EW. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And on the next page of the same document, Mr. Williams, there above the line that says defendant, there's a signature. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And I have another document before me. This document is titled The Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. There is a signature at the bottom of this document above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Now, there is one box that has an X mark in it at the top of this document. That box next to it, it states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
No right of appeal.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Williams, you and your attorney have signed a document out there that is titled the Discovery Certification. Did you sign that document?
Yes.
All right. Now, the documents that you have signed on the tablet and the documents that you signed, well, the documents that you signed and initialed on the tablet and the documents that you signed on paper, did your attorney go over those documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in those documents?
Yes.
And is everything in those documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Williams.
Williams.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Williams. Now, State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
No
Okay.
objection.
State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Smith, you have advised and counseled Mr. Williams. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor, he's not incompetent.
Okay, Mr. Williams, your attorney, Mr. Smith has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation of you?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation of you?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Williams, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The state is offering 10 days jail time, credit for time served, taxing and retiring court costs.
Okay. Mr. Let me see that judgment.
Williams.
Okay, Mr. Williams, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. And you've already served 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given 10 days credit. You won't have to serve any more time in jail on this case. If you owe any court costs, you will not have to pay that court cost because the 10 days that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Williams, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Williams, I will accept the plea bar. I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Williams, we have one other case here. And this case is cause number 328188. And in this case, Mr. Williams, it states that you are charged with the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. And the information states that this offense allegedly occurred on or about September 17th of 2020 while you were in Jefferson County, Texas. Mr. Williams, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Guilty of stuff.
Okay, you understand
Yes,
what you've been. And to this charge, Mr. Williams, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Do you? Okay, now are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Williams, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials, EW. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And there's a signature. Peppo. Peppo in that. Mr. Smith,
Sir,
I'm looking at the page 3 of this here misdemeanor plea admonishment. I think what he did, he put his initials and not his signature. So we'll make that correction when Peppo, the bailiff, comes in. Now, I see here on page 3 where it says defendant, you place your initials. Are those your initials, EW?
Yes. Yes.
And on the next document, there, which is titled the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature at the bottom that says Evan Williams. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And at the top of this document, there is one box that's checked, and that box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And the document, you should have a document there before you on paper. That document is titled the discovery certification. And did you sign that document?
Yes.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
No
Okay.
objection. No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Again, Mr. Smith, you advising counsel, Mr. Williams, in this case, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Okay, Mr. Williams, your attorney, Mr. Smith, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Williams, I will accept your plea of no contest, your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain,
Yes, Your Honor.
and what is that plea bargain agreement?
The state's offer is 180 days probated over 1 year, a $500 fine plus court costs, and 60 hours of community service.
Okay, that's over 1 year?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. Williams, the
Yes.
state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail, but on this case, but you would not have to serve any time in jail on this case because you will be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $342, which comes to a total of $842. Now, you will also be required to pay probation fee of $60, a urinalysis fee of $15, a court appointed fee, is that right?
I'm listening.
Okay,
I'm not talking.
hold on a minute. Let me go off the record.